Hi folks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bottle. I could bring it in for recycle and get 20 cents, but I have more use for the bottle after I'm going to cut it. And there's all kinds of theories out there, and I just use a simple glass cutter. Nothing more than just a glass cutter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put basically an indent in it, and I'm going to use the label as kind of a guide at the start. And I hope I get it straight. So far I've been doing alright with it, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to show you how it works. So you just basically push. You'll hear it cut the glass. You don't need to go super deep. You don't need to push with all your strength or anything. You just basically want to, get a notch in the glass so it'll have a line to follow when it breaks. And I'm going to show you here. I might have to come over my leg like this, give myself some leverage. You're probably going to hear the glass cutting a little bit. I hope you do. It's forgivable. You want to go slow. It's not cooperating because it's on cam, of course. Don't have to do it fast. Now, I have no line to follow here, so I'm going to hope that I'm going to end up across from either line. Time will tell. Don't know if you can hear that cutting of the glass or not, but nope, this one here I kind of messed up. But I'm going to continue anyway and give you a show. I'm going to have to kind of angle it down now. Because in my case, I don't need it to be perfectly straight anyway. So this is still going to be okay for me. Okay, you can see that line in there that I put. You can see I messed up here. But like I say, for me that's okay. I don't need this to be perfectly straight. But if someone wants it to be perfectly straight, then they'll have to take better cautions to do so. But in my case, this is going to work just fine. Now I'm going to take another bottle and I'm going to do the same thing. This one here bottle has a little kind of a groove here, and that's what I'm going to do basically, is follow that groove. And I'm going to do the same thing. Now so far I've never had a bottle break in my hands or anything, and if I do, I suppose it's going to cut me pretty good. So I guess gloves would be a good idea. I'm not a professional glass cutter by all means, but for the 10 cents this bottle's worth, the little glass is going to be a lot more handier than the 10 cents is going to be worth. It's hard to see, so I'm just going to continue. Like I said, I've never had a glass break in my hands yet, but it doesn't mean it's not gonna. And if it does, I am applying pressure here. It could cut me really good. I'm not looking forward to the cut for sure. And to be smart, I'd have gloves on. But at the moment, I'm not being very smart, so I'm going to continue. I'm going to inspect it here, see my line. I'm not too sure if you'll be able to see that in the camera or not. There's another spot here I missed. Probably because I'm trying to get it on the camera good. And the thing is that you want to have that line going right around the whole bottle. This way, when it does break, it has something to follow. And I believe I have it here. So let's give it a try. The next step, you want to get yourself a cup of cold water. Make sure it's cold. Cold is what does it here. And you need some kind of heat source. In my case, I'm going to use this little torch. Propane bottle with a little torch on it. Alright. And I'm going to do it over something. Let me just light up the torch here. Just a little flame. Don't need anything blasting out of here. And I'm going to use the sink just in case we have a mishap happen here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up this line around the bottle. I'm going to turn it, rotate the bottle. You'll see as I do it. I'm going to turn the bottle. Keep the flame on that line that I scored in the glass. I'm doing over the sink just in case any kind of little glass explosion takes place or something. Then what I'm going to do with the cold water is I'm going to pour it over this place where I'm heating it up here. And that should be about enough heat. I'm going to take this, I'm going to pour it over the heat like this. And just like this. See this? That's all it took. Now, I'm going to do the big bottle. And I'm going to do the same thing. Rotating the bottle, and that's about good enough. Some water on that line. Now this one didn't break quite like the other one did. It's easy, but I'm sure it's going to. I heard some crackles. There we go. Look at how beautiful that was. So now what I'm going to do is I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to need some paper towels so I can dry the water off. Now this edge of this glass is extremely sharp, so I wouldn't recommend anybody touch it directly. Very, very sharp. It's an automatic cut by touching that. Now I'm going to go inside, but I'm not going to touch the edge of that glass. Very sharp. I just want to dry it so the sandpaper is able to work a little bit better here. We're not wet sanding, we're dry sanding, and it's just an example I'm showing here. That's all I'm doing. Okay, and I have a big piece of sandpaper over here. You can see the edge of the glass there. It's not perfect straight away across here, but like I say, to me that's unimportant. Now I'm just going to put it on the sandpaper and I'm going to basically sand it. Do the edge. Moving out the edge, turning it, and once I get the real sharpness off of it, so that it's not going to cut so easy, then I'll take a little strip. towel again, and again be very gentle around that edge. I'm not sure if it's still sharp or not. Nope, not really that sharp. Now I'll just take a small strip and I'm going to do the inside of it. They have these bottle cutters and all the rest of it for, I don't know how much they are. I think they're $50 or something like that. But it's just a simple glass cutter works. And realistically, if you take a piece of tape and go around a bottle for a straight edge, that's going to give you a nice straight edge if you want it straight. But in my case, it just doesn't matter. And now we'll go on the top and and I'm finished. There'll be no more sharp edges. I'll take my paper towel and I'll wipe it up. There, no more sharp edges. Beautiful. No more cuts. No more cuts going to happen on this edge. So there we have it. If I was to bring this to Recycler's Place, I'd get 20 cents for it, but you know, go try and buy that. You're not going to buy that for 20 cents. You know, de-label it. You peel the labels off, get all the glue off it, and you have a perfectly clean bottle. Glass, really. Now I'm going to try something for the first time ever. Don't know how it's going to work, but the viewers that are going to be viewing this are going to find out how it works. But first I'm going to unsharpen this edge. And what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and remove the top spout piece. But first, let me remove the edge, sharp edge on this top piece. And it's probably a really good idea to wear gloves, a rubber glove of some kind, so just in case the bottle does break, you don't end up with a great big cut. I'm not going to tell you what kind of grit sandpaper to use. I don't know what kind of grit. This is 80 grit. This is. Go back and forth, and every now and then I'm going to give it a little turn. And believe it or not, if your edge isn't perfectly straight and you want it perfectly straight, sandpaper will sand it down. You just keep working at it. Okay, now the inside edge, I'm going to unsharpen. Clean it with the paper towel again. Gently feel it, the edges. No more sharp edges, so it's not easily going to cut me. Okay, now this is the first time. I've never tried this before. I don't know how it's going to work. I might break it right off the bat, but we're going to give it a try. I want to try to remove the spout piece. So we'll see what it's going to do. And again, I'm not cared about straightness or anything of the above. Just removing this spout part. Now this piece feels a lot thicker up in here, so it might be a little more difficult, but we'll see. These are the first viewers of me doing this, because it's my first time. It's hard to see. I got bad lighting at the moment, so this is definitely not going to be a real good job. Just a demonstration purpose only, pretty much. I can see the mark coming. Boy, is it ever messed up. That's okay. This is just a trial thing here. I have no idea the outcome. Oh yeah, way out of straightness. Okay, let's see how we make out. Light up my torch again. Small little flame. Back into the sink. Heat up this line. Hopefully that's good enough. Pour some cold water on it. Now I'm going to apply some more heat. Didn't seem to work the first time. It's going to take a moment for that water to evaporate, so it'll take a little extra heat. Oh, I do see a crack taking place. This could be a complete. Here we have it. Again, I'll turn off my heat. Put that over here. Take my paper towel, dry it a little bit. Remember, fellas, this is glass we're talking about here, extremely sharp. Be very careful, that's all I can tell you. The rest of it, well, I don't know what to tell you. But I've done quite a few bottles and I've never cut myself yet. And that's due to being careful. Now that's definitely not straight, you can see it. But again, for me, it's unimportant at the moment. So it's going to be pretty difficult taking the sharp edge off of that. So we're just going to play with it here. Clean it. I'll take my strip of paper here and go on the inside. Give it a little fold. Another little fold. Removing the sharp edge. Sandpaper and glass. It's almost like the piece of glass rolling around on a beach or something. Tossing back and forth, removes all the sharp edges. Same idea with a piece of sandpaper. That's all sandpaper is, basically, is sand on a piece of paper. And I'm deliberately doing the to and froing. Good enough. Feel it nice and softly. No sharp edges left. Good, good, good. So I'll bring the other bottle back here, and I'm just going to see if it fits in there good. Sure does. You know what that is, eh fellas? That could be a self-watering. You could grow an onion in there. Beautiful onion. But anyhow, thank you for watching, and subscribe if you would. Bye now.